Hey team, Tim here from FlipSpark. I wanted to take a moment to share with you some of the changes I've made to the latest prototype for the FlipSpark Cards for the Music Studio card game. These tweaks and changes have come from playtesting in my own studio, and of course a big shout out to my user testers as well. Alright, the first tweak I've made is I've added a text to the back of each of the new prototype cards. You can see here little black and grey squares with little FlipSpark logos. These are two cards from the previous prototype. A tester pointed out to me that the back and front of the drum cards in particular looked far too similar, with the same outline and the same color scheme. So now the back with its texture and the front is much more distinct. Alright, so the second tweak I've made to the cards is I've added a number to each instrument card. So you can see here, favorite number 4. This is so that you can make a list of your own gear in your studio and use the instrument cards to randomize what gear you're going to use for what element. I've made a template here you can fill in. This is blank, obviously, and it has rows for each number and columns for your melodic instruments and drum instruments. Here's one I filled in earlier of my own gear. And so in this case, if I drew this card, favorite number 4 for my melodic instrument, I'd look here and go number 4, virus A, and I'd use that for whatever element I'm making. Alright, the third little change I've made to the game, based on user feedback, is that if you're new to making music, the concepts across all the cards is a lot to take in at once, and it needs some form of tutorial mode or starting point. So I've picked out the 6 main elements to any song and identified those with stars on each card. This also happens to be the same framework I use for my own DAWless music making in my studio, and it just makes them easy to find in the deck. And lastly, with each prototype, I continue to make little tweaks to the language to make sure the combinations of the cards always work and make sense logically, as me and my user testers are using them in our studios. And there's a few examples of those revised cards here. Alright, so those are a few of the tweaks that have been made to the latest prototype of FlipSpark Cards for the Music Studio. I think we're getting pretty close to launch now. It's working quite well in our studios. The next stage will be to get a bunch of these made and put it on Kickstarter. So please keep an eye out for when we announce that. And in the meantime, give us a follow on YouTube and Instagram. We're trying to get our socials going. Thanks guys, and see you next time.